would you like to spend your birthday? You want to go to the movies, have loads of presents, eat loads of food? Well, me, I'm built different. I decided to spend my birthday taking part in a 24-hour go-kart race at Teesside. It's basically like the British 24, the big one. There are over 100, well, actually not over 100, just under 100 karts taking part. So it's massive, absolutely massive. Basically, you know, there's always a kart near you, just like a swarm of bees. And there are two classes as well. There's the pro karts and the higher karts. And obviously, I'm not a pro. So I was taking part in the higher kart class. So they're a little bit slower, but there are so many of them. I think it was over 60. Absolutely wild. I was taking part with Lewis, who is my main moderator in the channel. He's the guy who roped me into it. So I blame him for all the bruises. I'll show them off as well later, I guess. And I was taking part with another Lewis, Jono, and Josh. We were the Teesside Tigers kart number 1.
Thanks for resubscribing
kart number
to
1.
UKOG.
And it started out absolutely terribly. You want to know why? Because in qualifying, we had to change our full brake system. Throughout practice and the start of quali, our brakes were just binding. They were just binding constantly. So obviously that means you can't really go in a straight line very well. So by the time that was all fixed, quali was dead. That was it. GG. We're starting dead last for a 24-hour kart race. It honestly, like, you could have written better. To be honest, I wouldn't have had it any other way. This is right up my alley, you know, for the content, right? And it was really funny when they were trying to diagnose the issue. At one point, the mechanic just got a big hammer out and just went whack on the brake disc and went, yeah, that'll fix it. So anyway, full brake change and starting dead last. Now, I'm going to put into perspective how rough this is, because I've got a few things here I can show you. Look at this. Look at this. The amount of karts on this grid is ridiculous. So you'll notice here, this is Le Mans style start as well. These are the pro karts. So like I say, they're the really fast karts. So like 10 seconds a lap quicker, yada, yada, yada. And then this is where the higher karts start. All the way down here. Now, you may notice it cuts off here. There's another 10 further back as well. So we're realistically even further back. Unbelievable. So yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I also want to point out as well, there are different classes amongst the higher karts. So there's like the elite class, there's the clubman class, yada, yada, yada. The elite is the top tier class. And of course, as I am an elite driver, we were in the elite class. So, you know, so the expectations were high. I've got a clip here of the start of the race. This is ridiculous. Like, I haven't actually watched this, to be honest. I just went to the start and I've got a clip here. So this is going to be my genuine reaction, I guess.
The greatest spectacle in UK motorsport is underway as the drivers make their way across the track. And
I've not actually seen this, so I heard it's carnage at the first corner.
He's got a problem in the owners. That's Bruce Healy who's doing the solo.
Luigi, thank you, man. I'll read that in a sec. Don't you worry.
Everybody misses in
oh my
God. Flag, but the field streams down towards Rib Bend for the
There's us! There! That was us!
That was a real bad start for the 39, which is finally now underway. Very, very slow.
Well, everything looks fine there.
Looks a bit slow. Big trouble out of turn 2. Huge trouble.
Cameraman! Cameraman!
Down at Rib Bend, we've got 5 or 6 drivers. All it takes is one driver to go round.
Jesus Christ.
Down at Rib Bend, we've still got a few stations.
That is some LFM, LMU style start. Jesus, man. But after all that, it meant that we had gained, by the time I got in the kart, we had got up to 34th. You'll see here. So Teesside Tigers, kart number 1. I probably should have said that earlier. Teesside Tigers, kart number 1, if I didn't already. We're 34th. Now, there's about 24 pro karts, so we're basically just in the top 10. That's how good our first driver, Lewis, not Mod Lewis, Lewis did, and then also Josh got in. So by the time I got into the kart, we're almost in the top 10, which is pretty ridiculous. And I've got a clip here of me, just to prove that I was in the kart here. You're going to see, look, I am this guy here. So, wait, looking it up here. There we go. This guy here, right there. That's me.
I've even had a look at pulling alongside the
Look.
19, but couldn't quite.
Proof that I was in this race, okay? I was in this race. Zoom in and enhance. Wait.
Look at, or the 115 even had a look
Wait,
at pulling
wait.
alongside the 19, but couldn't.
Actually, I don't know how to zoom in on a YouTube video, but right there. There I am. Anyway, our first stint, I didn't know how good our first stint went. I have no idea. When you're in the car, you don't notice anything. You just drive around. One person overtook me at the start of the stint, and then that was it. I just drove around, overtook people, yada, yada, yada. Well, it turns out, I didn't know this until I was just looking back a moment ago. We were leading overall. This was about 7 laps before we pitted. So, because basically, there was some full course yellows, there was some incidents, and people just weren't maximizing their pit stops. We're professionals. Professionals, guys. So, obviously, we were maximizing our pit stops. And it meant that, like I say, that's about 10 or 15 minutes, roughly, that we were leading the whole thing. From last to leading in about, what, like 5 hours? That is pretty insane. So, guys, you are looking at a momentarily a leader of the British 24-hour karting race. And then he bottled it. Well, right. This is where things hit the fan. This is where the disaster starts. So the next thing I'm going to show you is we're in 55th. Oh yeah, and just for context here, we're 24th, but everyone ahead is a pro kart. So you might think, you're in 24th. No, everyone else is a pro kart, just let you know. But yeah, now we're down in 55th. I don't know who kart this is, but at least over here, you'll see. Why did this happen? Well, it turned out that after I handed over the kart, about 20 minutes later, one engine exploded and a clutch died. We made it back to the pits, and they had to change all that, and it took them 10 minutes. Some may argue that I broke the kart, handed it to my teammate Jono to let him take the blame when it eventually broke. Some may say that. I don't think that is the case. Unfortunately, though, that meant that we were in 55th. So massive comeback, 10 minutes down. I think we lost 7 laps, maybe 8 laps. So not very good, right? Not very good. That was the lowest I could spot us at. Oh wait, is this the interview? Oh no. Why did I even find this? At some point I had an interview as well, which is probably really embarrassing. I'm gonna play a moment of it. Let's see.
Martin, it will get a bit tiring. So fair play for them trying that, and I really hope they managed to just stay in the car.
They were asking me about, so they knew that I did a 24-hour race, the ACC one, and there was some legend here trying to solo a 24-hour kart race. So they were asking me, have you got any advice for someone? And I'm like, mate, this is like on another level.
As long as possible, but my advice would be just know when you need a bathroom break, because
wow, what an interview. Just know when you need a bathroom break. That's how I got through it on the sim. I'm sure you'll be fine. Anyway, what have we got here? Oh yeah, this is the night stint as well. Now, this is when it ticked over to my birthday. So, midnight hits, and I am on the track. I'm on the track. So, what a birthday present this was. I think Lewis came on the headset with me in the kart to tell me it was my birthday. I can't quite remember, but there is me. It is my birthday at this moment, driving around. At this point, we had climbed back up to 32nd overall, so I think 10th. We're in like the top 10 in the higher kart class. So not bad. We did we did a last to first and then back down to last, and then now we're trying to get back up to first. But, it was slow and steady. Then, later in the race, this is a lot later in the race, so I went to bed, I had a nice little sleep. And when I woke up, things had massively changed. 4 hours to go, roughly. I think I just got back in the kart to do my final stint. And since we're about 1 hour and 40 minutes for reference, that's really rough. That is really rough in a go-kart, especially at this track. It's very bouncy. And something went wrong in this stint as well. There was a full course yellow none of my team were ready. And to take advantage of it, I had to stay in the car. So I ended up doing a double stint. I was over 3 hours in the car. This absolutely freaking killed me. But I'm going to show you why it was worth it. So you'll see here, we are on the leaderboard on the left there. Let's full screen it. These are P1 here, the 911. Obviously, it had to be 911. And we're here, 27th. But we are, I think, 5th overall. 5th overall. In the higher kart class. Just to reiterate, the higher kart class. These were a pro kart, but I guess they had loads of issues, so they were actually, technically, they were behind one of the higher karts. But anyway, this is what happened by the end of my stint. Yep. P2 overall in hires. Yep. We climbed up. So from being 8 laps down, we managed to get up to 2nd before I handed over the kart to Jono to finish out the race. We were quite lucky because race for Ruben, they were leading. They had a mechanical issue as well. They lost about 3, maybe 4 laps. So if it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't have beaten them. But we were 2nd overall in hires and 1st in our class. You know, I got out of the car. I was absolutely knackered. It took me ages to get around. Thankfully, a lot of White Monster helped. And then as we come over the line, it even rained in the final stint. It even rained, just to throw another spanner in the works. But this is us crossing the line.
Whoa, let's go. Thanks for resubscribing to UKOG.
Where is it? There it is! There we are!
So we will
boom!
run in order once we've got...
Boom! So we won our class. There it is, right over there. And 2nd overall in the higher kart. So very, very happy. Very, very happy. Crazy weekend. That is the picture that is taken at the end as well. I got Lewis to take this. I didn't drink these beer bottles in the background, by the way. I had a little sip. Lewis didn't even get me one. He came back with beer, didn't even get me one. Absolute shocking behavior from a team manager, no less. Seriously, just awful. So yeah, what a weekend. Unbelievable stuff to go from last to 1st to nearly last to 2nd and 1st in class. That's what I did for my birthday, guys. That's what I did for my birthday.